The world's longest tunnel, but the 34-mile-long railroad came at a heavy cost. 8 men lost their lives during the construction.
They are celebrating in Switzerland, where the world's longest train tunnel just opened. It took 17 years to build, and thanks to the precision of the Swiss, the massive project came in on time and on budget.
Well, if you just joined us, you're watching the opening ceremony of the world's longest and deepest rail tunnel under the Swiss Alps. It's officially been opened. This spectacle very much showing how...
And an impressive ceremony with a guest list that read like a meeting of the United Nations.
When you celebrate science, perhaps it's best to not get carried away. The inauguration ceremony included some, how should we put it, original choreography.
It was quite bizarre.
Aida Lamy, do you associate this kind of dancing with the inauguration of a tunnel?
I don't understand art
enough. It's leaving you speechless.
It leaves me speechless.
I get claustrophobic just thinking about that tunnel.
All right. We're going to leave.
Where was that? That was in the tunnel?
I guess it was at one of the two entrances. Anyway, there you have it.
She joins us now watching the ceremony. I was just saying there, Imogen, this very enjoyable spectacle with dancers, and I presume some people that have taken part in the project as well, shows just how immensely proud the Swiss are of this tunnel for so many reasons.
Recommend you check it out. One thing to notice as well is the people that were in attendance. This was a massive event. They had Italian Prime Minister Matteo Renzi in attendance. They also had President François Hollande of France, and also Chancellor Angela Merkel of Germany. And she's always, throwing around the Illuminati hand signs. Come on, you think it's a coincidence, or like she's just constantly holding her hand like this? If you study Satanism and the stuff that the elite and the secret societies are a part of, this is actually one of their hand signs. They always talk in cryptic form, and we're about to see that with this performance, this ritual. It is esoteric in nature. You need to understand that. Esoteric is the hidden, deeper, allegorical meaning that's hidden within symbols or dances, as we're about to see, or performances like this one, or even a hand sign like this one. So you need to understand that. I really like what Vigilant Citizen said in this article, part of his article. I'll go ahead and just comment on it. As I discussed in my article on the opening and closing ceremonies of the 2012 London Olympics, the occult elite, the Illuminati, the secret societies that are bringing about a new world order, enjoys putting on full displays its agenda in philosophy symbolic. Dramatic displays which are reminiscent of dramas reenacted in secret society rituals. So I don't know if you remember seeing the 2012 Olympics a while back. This is kind of like the same thing that they did back then. They really like to perform these really strange occult rituals. That's kind of like what they're all about. But you study Bohemian Grove and you see that, the Skull and Bones Secret Society. If you've seen the movie Eyes Wide Shut, again, they're showing you this ritualistic spiritual practice that they do. Oftentimes it's in secret. Bohemian Grove, you don't have access to. These secret societies you see in the movie that you need a secret password to get in, quote unquote, a secret handshake. Here, Skull and Bones, you need to be asked in and go through an initiation process. So usually it's not everyone who sees these rituals, but every once in a while they make these things public and they try and hide them out there in plain sight. So that's what he's saying here, is that oftentimes they will enjoy to put their esoteric symbolism in a form, whether it's the Olympic ceremony or like this one here in Switzerland that just took place. As he said, furthermore, this is no better way to showcase sheer power than putting the Illuminati stamp of approval on a massive mega project such as the Olympics or, for example, this major construction. So it's a big way for them to externalize these things. One of the things that you're going to understand if you're studying the New World Order and the Antichrist kingdom is the enemy, what they need to do is what's called externalize the hierarchy. So they need to make these mysteries known to the public. And through these rituals, what they're in fact doing is invoking a subconscious awakening in people. They understand this. This is why they're using this ancient form of, you could say, mind control or conditioning, where they're awakening what could be called dormant principalities to, play on people. These rituals are very real. We need to understand the Bible clearly tells us in the book of Ephesians chapter 6 verse 12 that we're not wrestling against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, and against spiritual wickedness in high places. So they're not just performing these things just to do them. There's a spiritual element to this, and that's why they go and they bring very elite members of the secret societies to watch these very public esoteric occult rituals. So we're going to go through a little bit here. I would recommend, if you want more of the breakdown of the symbolism, to go through the Vigilant Citizens article. I don't even feel that it's so important to know all the symbolism. I mean, once you figure out, the guy's in a goat head. This is Satanism being externalized to the public in the form of a mega ritual in front of everyone. It's pretty obvious. We should just move on. Who cares what they're saying? But just to give you an idea of the type of blatant, obvious satanic occult ritual that we're witnessing here, a man dressed as a goat becomes the master of ceremony as everybody else pays homage to him. So we see everybody bowing to the goat head man. Keep in mind, the Antichrist can be symbolized as a goat man, half Satan, the goat, and the man, the mixing, the embodiment of Satan on earth, the Antichrist. That's literally what this ritual is about, the accepting and the crowning of the coming Antichrist, that the secret societies are working to establish his kingdom. And you see that men walking in strange procession while holding horn skulls as if they are priceless religious artifacts. Okay, so the Baphomet worship, we see this, the worship of the goat, which is in essence the worship of Satan. So literally in front of our faces here in Switzerland, we're seeing a satanic ritual take place. Women dressed in white hold small horns on their heads as if saying, we accept the goat man as our God. So you see they all come in here and they're holding up their satanic horns and dressed in their sacrificial white robes, which are, again, a representation of human sacrifice. There's a whole bunch of other things. Make sure to check out the article, but I'm just showing you the obvious here. There's this eye with ghosts to come up. Vigilant Citizen his theory is that this is a symbol of the sacrifice that takes place within the secret societies. The goat man makes his entrance, preceded by people wearing white veils like brides before a wedding. So you see the crowning of the coming goat, and then you see the goat man, he ends up evil and looking all crazy. So you even see here that they know the Antichrist and the evil behind him. As people dressed in white bow down to the goat man, a circle of eyes watches over them, confirming that this was one big, blatant, satanic ceremony brought to you by the occult elite. So there you go, everyone. I mean, that's just crazy, like in your face. A woman drapes the goat man in white as if saying, "You are now the king of the world, Mr. Goat, satanic Antichrist." So it kind of reminded me, I don't know if you guys remember a while back, this video was circulating, I Pet Goat. You can go check that out. I do warn you, it's graphic, but if you're trying to comprehend the symbolism that's occurring so that you can understand the times that you live in, so that you can be a watchman to people and warn them about the times that we live in, I would recommend that you check it out, because it's exactly that. It's all this esoteric symbolism, and you need to be able to spot this so you can be discerning and you can see evil, identify it, and warn it to other people, because it has an effect when they're not able to see it at a conscious level. So, if they're just sitting back and they're looking at this, they're going to be cursed. So you need to show them to be spiritually discerning so they can pray against this and be protected against these type of public rituals. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers. We are caught in the middle of a spiritual battle. This was like think about it, we're in war, right? So this is like the enemy's camp making a move towards, right? They're trying to overtake a certain territory now. They've made a move, okay? And we see that. They spiritually try to invoke principalities by doing a public ritual, and had a lot of people participate by unconsciously witnessing it with their eyes, taking this thing into their souls without realizing what it was, not being able to be spiritually protected. These things are going to have some spiritual consequences as well. The fact that this is occurring in the world today, big public reenactments of occult rituals of crowning the Antichrist to commemorate some tunnel, makes no sense. It really does show us the times that we live in. Thanks for taking the time, everyone. This is the Vigilant Christian saying God bless each and every one of you. As always, stay vigilant and fear no evil.